Hey guys, today I thought I would sit down and talk to you guys. No makeup, no fancy setup, just me sitting on my couch in my living room, relaxing and just chatting to you guys. So I thought that we would just talk about something that I had on my mind this morning. Last night, me, my sister, and my husband decided to go out to eat, and I got a dish with wide rice noodles, vegetables, a very healthy sauce, and tofu. And after I finished eating that, I really didn't feel good. I just felt sick to my stomach. I felt bloated. I didn't feel like I was going to be able to keep it down. And I realized that I feel that way almost after every single meal. And for the last few weeks, if you guys have been watching my videos, you may have known that I've been complaining about stomach pain and stomach issues and just not being able to eat anything. This video is probably going to be quite a bit long because I have a lot of backstory to go through, but I think it's going to be worth it to sit through and watch it till the end if you have issues with food or if you find yourself chronically ill, so just bear with me. I was reflecting this morning as I woke up and I just didn't feel good. As soon as I woke up and I thought, why don't I feel good? And then it clicked and I realized why I don't feel good. And it all stems back to my history of issues with eating. So I'm gonna backtrack a lot and kind of go through my past a little bit, but it'll all make sense in a minute and I wanna just bear with me. When I was 19 years old, I was diagnosed with PCOS, which if you don't know what it is, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. And when you have that, you have insulin resistance, you have a higher testosterone level in your body and lower progesterone. Because I think I have estrogen dominance is what it's called. Don't quote me on this. There's literature if you want to read more about it. But I was diagnosed with that at 19, and the reason that I even went into the doctor to get diagnosed with that is because I was having irregular menstrual cycles. I would probably get one like every 6 months, maybe once a year. I wondered why, because I would always ask doctors and they would be like, oh, you're fine, you're normal. And then I thought, well, if you're supposed to have it every 28 days, how is that normal? I also had realized that I was always struggling to lose weight, and I was always really self-conscious of my weight because I'm a heavier girl, always have been my entire life. I'm the heaviest now that I've ever been in my whole life. But when I was a teenager and I was younger, I was always so concerned about my weight. I don't know why. I think it was just the pressure of school, and all of my friends were super skinny and they're all wearing a size 0 to 2. And because I was a size 7, I felt that I was fat. Lo and behold, I looked good. I go back and I look at those pictures that I thought I was fat in and I just go, you are so stupid. But I wasn't stupid. I was a product of fucking society. It's just the way that works. I found out I had PCOS, and I also found out that you can control it with your diet. And at this point in my life, I was 19 years old. I was really, really set on getting pregnant around, my early 20s. I'd been with my boyfriend since I was about 17. Not that we started trying at 19, but I was like, I want to have kids one day. I was really set on the fact that I wanted to be a mom. So around the age of 22, I believe, we started trying to get pregnant. Maybe it was even 21. I know that's early and I know it's young, and now in retrospect I look back and I go, what were you thinking? It's fine if you have kids that young, no judgment, just for me personally. During that time, I remember this so distinctly because not only was I concerned about my weight because I wanted to look better, I was concerned because I wanted to get pregnant. Now, I am infertile. I don't ovulate, so I can't get pregnant. If you didn't know that about me, or you're a new subscriber, or you're just stumbling upon this video, I can't get pregnant. I tried for 5 years and no success. We did not go through IVF. We went through all the regular fertility treatments other than that to no avail. I've never been pregnant. I've never had a positive pregnancy test. I've done multiple types of drugs to try to get pregnant. I tried Clomid, Femera, HCG injections. I went to a RE, a reproductive endocrinologist. We did the whole ball of wax other than IVF. Anyway, during that time that I was trying to get pregnant, I was so desperate for anything to help me lose weight, to get me healthier. I started to research how to become healthier. And in that research, what I did was I kept finding things about raw veganism. Now, I have a lot of things to say about raw veganism and about veganism in general. I think veganism is an incredibly healthy diet. It's wonderful. I went to the extreme. I would call myself, I used to be an extremist. I used to take everything to the very edge of what I could take it to. So if I was gonna diet, I was gonna diet the hardest that anyone's ever dieted. I was gonna lose the most weight that anyone's ever lost, and I was gonna look the best that anyone's ever looked. And I used to do that. I used to put myself wholeheartedly into things. If I was an animal rights activist, I didn't just talk about it. I went out and I fucking protested, and I worked in, with animals, and I would donate, and I would watch videos to I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know why I was this way, but I dove into things so heavily. Anyway, I hate the person I used to be because I look back at it and I'm a complete 180 from that person. So when people say that you can't change, I am living proof you can change. changed. I am a 180 from the person that I was 10 years ago, completely. By the way, I'm 29 years old now. I dove in head first, like I said. So I completely cut out meat and dairy, which is great, fine, great, good. Veganism, it's incredible, it's a great diet. But I had to take it to the extreme. So I became a fruitarian raw vegan, which is fine, whatever. I know people that thrive on the lifestyle, but it made me develop a really unhealthy relationship with food. I think the term for it is orthorexic. I'm not 100% sure. Some people discredit the use of the term orthorexia and say that it's not a real thing. I became obsessed with food. I became obsessed with what I put in my mouth. If it wasn't the epitome of health, it wasn't going in here. And when I became so obsessed with what I was going to put into my body, I did the exact opposite of making it healthy. I was eating very healthy foods. I remember I would wake up and I would drink a huge fruit smoothie, and then for lunch I would eat fruit and vegetables, and then for dinner I would eat, all raw, nothing cooked ever touched my stomach. And this video is not about veganism. This video isn't about veganism being wrong or bad at all. This video is about crash dieting. I have done pretty much every crash diet that exists on the face of this earth. And in all the research that I did, most all of it never told me how bad it could have been for my body. You see the words when you look on a website and it'll say, you want to lose weight at 2 pounds per week. That number, when you're trying to lose weight, sounds so small and so insignificant. And you're like, fuck that. I'm gonna lose weight faster than that because I know I can and I know that I'll be able to do it right. And I remember feeling that way. I remember thinking, I'll be fine. And so I remember the first kind of diets that I would do is I kind of tried out raw veganism, and I would do it and I would jump in and I would dive in wholeheartedly. And then I would be tempted by outside foods. I did it for a couple of months actually, so it's not like I didn't give it a chance. And then I would stop and I would end up going back to eating a diet of regular standard American foods, so fries and burgers. And each time I would go on one of these diets, I would lose a whole bunch of weight, and then when I would go back to eating regularly, I would gain it all back. That's what's crash dieting about it. Remember, I tried Atkins diet, lost a bunch of weight. When I stopped, I gained it all back. I did the HCG diet, where I took the underneath my tongue drops of HCG and ate an incredibly low calorie diet, and I lost 30 pounds and I gained it all back. I did juice fasts, gained it all back. Water fasts, gained it all back. And I remember each time I would end one of these diets, because I was so obsessed with health or losing weight or looking better, every time I would end one, my health was significantly less. The last time I lost weight was about 2013. Lost about 35 pounds in 2 months, and I looked really good and I felt really good when I was eating hardly anything. I was eating such low calorie, insignificant foods, and I remember feeling really good. Then I started eating regular again because I thought I could handle it. I don't know if it's an eating disorder. I don't know if I'm like a binge eater or if I'm just overweight. I don't know what it is. I've never been formally diagnosed with anything, but I clearly overeat. And I also have a hormone imbalance because of PCOS, so I gain weight easily. am unable to lose it hardly at all. And crash dieting also lowers your metabolism. Over the course of all of these years of crash dieting and juice fasting, and I remember I watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead on Netflix, and it just inspired me. So I wanted a juice cleanse. In that movie, he talks about all of the benefits from it, but they don't ever mention to you any of the negatives that can come from it. And I'm about to do that. So I did all of this, and I did a lot of fucking research. I want you to know that I was not blindly jumping into any of these things. I would research and research and research and read and inundate myself with information because all I wanted was more and more and more information. And in my search for information, I found the information I wanted to see. I found that you will lose weight, you will feel good, you will get healthier. In fact, quite the opposite happened to me. Now, I'm not looking in this video for any sort of answers. I see medical professionals, I have doctors, I have enough of that. I just wanted to purely inform you about what's happened to me. I lost a bunch of weight over that quick amount of time, over all those diets, and I remember I started getting really, really sick after I would eat. And I would eat dinner, and then I would wake up in the middle of the night, and I was just writhing in pain. And this went on for about 3 years. I threw up every single day. I felt so sick, had developed gallstones. And that is common after significant rapid weight loss. It's very common to get gallstones. And I developed gallstones. So I had to end up getting surgery to remove my gallbladder. When you do that, your gallbladder serves a purpose. You can live without it, but it serves a purpose. I have had a ton of stomach issues since then. If you don't know what cluster headaches are, I have a whole video about it, but it's a brain condition in I believe it's my hypothalamus or my pituitary, I'm not 100% sure, where it affects my trigeminal nerve on the left side of my face. It's incredibly painful, 10 out of 10 pain, incurable. They call them suicide headaches. They're just really, 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 really painful. And I now have to take a preventative medication 3 times a day to keep myself from being in agony, which also contributes to weight gain. The point of all of this is I was healthy as a kid. Minus my PCOS, I was perfectly healthy at 19. I could eat anything I wanted. I could drink anything I wanted. I could do anything I wanted, and I didn't realize how free my life actually was. Because of crash dieting, and because of my unhealthy relationship with food, and because of how I just strived to be thinner and healthier and better, I in turn did the exact opposite. I am fatter now than I've ever been. I am unhealthier now than I've ever been. I struggle so badly. Even after my gallbladder is removed, I still can't hardly eat anything without being in pain because I don't have a storage spot for my bile anymore because I had to get it removed because I ate like shit for years, treating my body like shit. All of this comes to the conclusion of don't do it. It's not fucking worth it. Yeah, you may get skinnier in the short term, but you may be like me and have lasting health effects for the rest of your life because of those mistakes and choices that you've made. And I can't tell anybody what to do with their lives. You're gonna do what you want to do. But maybe if you look at me and know that my life was significantly better and much happier and much healthier before any of the diets that I ever did. And were the effects lasting? No, they weren't. I'm larger now than I ever have been, and I've come to terms with the fact that that's okay. I put such stock into how much better my life would be if I were skinny that I didn't even think about how much worse my life would be if I was unhealthy and the way that I am now. And I wake up in the mornings and I have to consciously think about every single bite that I take, because if I eat anything out of the few foods that I'm allowed to eat, I will be sick all day. I will be in massive amounts of pain. Now my head condition, I can't eat chocolate. I can't have dairy. I can't sleep in past 7 a.m. I can't drink alcohol. I can't stay up super late. I can't eat any sugar ever. I haven't eaten sugar more than like maybe a tiny little bite, 2 years. This isn't a cry for attention or help or pity or anything like that. This is me trying to say, if you're gonna lose weight, you should do it the right way. Listen to what fucking doctors tell you, because weirdly enough, they know what the fuck they're talking about. All of my health issues that I've had as an adult are stemmed from eating like shit in my early 20s and in my teenage years. If I just had eaten normal, if I had stopped worrying so much about losing weight quickly, if I had just made healthier choices and exercised a little bit, I would be fine. But now I can't eat anything. I can't hardly do anything. I can't stay up super late with my friends. I'm sick. I'm a sick person. And you don't know how much better life really is when you're not sick. You know, I see people out there and they're out partying and they're having fun, and you're the friend that isn't fun. And it fucking sucks. And you have to come to terms with the fact that that's just what it is. And I've had to come to terms with that. I'm only 29 years old and I can't stay up late and party and drink and have fun. And it makes me seem like a downer, and it also makes you seem like a liar. People don't take you seriously. They think that you're making up excuses. Just power through it. Just power through it. You can't. And that's what's really shitty about it. I feel sick as fuck. I can't just power through it. If my head, it feels like it's gonna explode, I can't just ignore it. It's really fucking shitty to be the person who is sick all the time and knowing that I unknowingly did it to myself and that there's no way I can come back from it. Now I just make the best choices that I can with each meal that I put in my body. Yeah, am I still overweight? Am I having to take all these medications all the time not to be in pain? Yeah. Am I still sick as shit and I can't eat dairy? I can't eat any of that stuff. Otherwise, it just rips me apart on the inside. Yeah. It's just really disheartening. And I wanted just to make this video because I see that there's a lot of people out there that want to be thinner. It's like the American dream. Like everyone wants to be skinny. Everyone wants to look really good. But there are so many more important things. Feeling good is approximately 1 million times better than looking good. And I can tell you that from personal experience. And if you just accept who you are and stop hating on yourself for insignificant bullshit like the size of your pants, your life will be just so fucking much better. I can tell you that right now. And some days I do feel good. Some days I feel really, really bad. It's just one of those super restrictive lifestyles that I wouldn't wish on anybody because it's so not fun and it's so shitty. Take it from me, do everything you can to avoid that. And if that means don't fucking crash diet, don't do it. Crash dieting has significantly deteriorated my health. And I know that to be the case because I was fine before I started doing it. And now I'm not fine. All I can do from now is try to educate other people who may be impressionable or young or making the same mistakes that I did. Just don't do it. Eat healthy for every meal. You don't have to be obsessively healthy either. You just need to make really good choices. You know, get moving. I always wanted to lose weight without exercising. Well, you know what? The people who do it successfully exercise too. I guess that's it. I don't even know if I covered all the points I wanted to cover in this. I hope I did. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them down below. I don't want anyone to think I'm in a bad mood either. I'm like in a great mood today. I feel totally fine. It is that time of the month. So actually that time of the year. I haven't had a period since October. So it's just got me thinking when I woke up this morning and I was just like, I don't really feel all that great. And I was like, I should probably talk about this because there are a lot of people in this world and maybe somebody's been needing to hear something like this. Who fucking knows? I thank you guys so much for watching and make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. I put up new videos all the time so you can stay updated when I decide to just film one on the fly by the seat of my pants. Thank you guys, and I will see you at my next video. Bye.